The influence of the Grammy Awards on musicpart2. The Grammy Awards is one of the most prestigious music awards ceremonies in the world, celebrating the best and most popular music of the year. Since its inception in 1959, the Grammy Awards have recognized and honored the best musicians, composers, producers, and engineers in the music industry. The influence of the Grammy Awards on the music industry is significant. Winning a Grammy Award can significantly boost an artist's career and increase their popularity, album sales, and touring revenue. The Grammy Awards can also introduce lesser-known artists to a wider audience, bringing them to the forefront of the industry. The awards ceremony has evolved over the years to reflect changes in the music industry and culture. In the 1960s and 1970s, the ceremony primarily focused on popular music genres such as rock, pop, and country. In the 1980s, the ceremony introduced new categories for rap, Latin, and world music, reflecting the growing diversity of the industry. In addition to recognizing musical excellence, the Grammy Awards have also been influential in shaping the direction of the music industry. The Recording Academy, which organizes the awards, has established various initiatives and programs to support music education, preservation, and advocacy. The Grammy Museum, established in 2008, serves as a hub for music history and education. However, the Grammy Awards have not been without controversy. Critics have accused the awards of being too focused on commercial success, often overlooking critically acclaimed and culturally significant music. The underrepresentation of women and minority artists has also been a recurring issue, leading to protests and boycotts. Despite the criticisms, the Grammy Awards remain a significant and influential part of the music industry. The awards have celebrated the careers of some of the most talented and innovative musicians of our time, and have helped shape the direction of the industry for over 6 decades. The Grammy Awards, established in 1959, have gone through numerous changes and adaptations over the years. As the music industry and technology continue to evolve, the Recording Academy, the organization responsible for the Grammys, has had to make significant modifications to keep up with the times. One significant change made to the Grammy Awards was the creation of new categories. The first Grammy Awards ceremony only had 28 categories, but by 2020, there were 84 categories spanning a wide range of genres, including pop, rock, hip-hop, and classical music. This expansion has allowed for greater diversity and inclusivity in the awards, and it reflects the growing diversity of the music industry as a whole. Another change to the Grammy Awards has been the introduction of online voting. In 2017, the Recording Academy launched a new online voting system that allowed members to cast their votes remotely. This has made the voting process more efficient and convenient, and it has allowed for greater participation by members who might not have been able to attend the physical voting events. The Recording Academy has also made efforts to increase transparency in the voting process. In 2020, the Academy announced that it would be disclosing the names of all voting members, as well as the votes that were cast in each category. This was a significant change, as the Academy had previously kept the voting process and results confidential. In recent years, the Grammy Awards have also faced criticisms and controversies regarding issues of diversity and representation. In response, the Recording Academy has taken steps to address these concerns, such as inviting more women and people of color to join its leadership and nominating committees. The COVID-19 pandemic has also forced the Grammy Awards to adapt to new challenges. The 2021 ceremony was held virtually, with performers and presenters appearing from different locations around the world. This was a significant departure from the traditional in-person event, but it allowed for the continuation of the awards during a difficult time. In conclusion, the Grammy Awards have undergone significant changes and adaptations over the years, reflecting the evolution of the music industry and the world at large. While these changes have not been without controversy, the Recording Academy continues to strive for greater inclusivity, transparency, and relevance in the awards. The Grammy Awards are one of the most prestigious music awards in the world, with the ability to shape and influence the careers of artists. As such, the nomination and voting process for the awards is taken very seriously, with strict guidelines in place to ensure fairness and transparency. The first step in the process is the submission of music for consideration. Record labels, artists, and other industry professionals are invited to submit music to the Recording Academy for consideration. In order to be eligible for the current year's awards, music must have been released between October 1st of the previous year and September 30th of the current year. Once submissions have been received, they are reviewed by a screening committee to ensure that they meet the basic eligibility requirements. If a submission is deemed ineligible, it will not move on to the next stage of the process. The next step is the nomination process, which takes place over several rounds of voting. In the first round, members of the Recording Academy are invited to vote in their areas of expertise, with a maximum of 15 categories per member. The top vote getters in each category move on to the second round of voting, where members are allowed to vote in up to 10 categories of their choosing. This process continues until the final round of voting, where members vote in the 4 major categories: Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. Throughout the voting process, strict guidelines are in place to ensure fairness and prevent conflicts of interest. For example, members are not allowed to vote in categories where they have a financial interest, and all votes are kept confidential. Despite the measures in place to ensure fairness and transparency, the Grammy nomination and voting process has not been without controversy. Some artists have criticized the process for favoring mainstream, commercially successful acts over more independent, genre-bending artists. Others have pointed out the lack of diversity among nominees and winners, particularly in the major categories. In response to these criticisms, the Recording Academy has made changes to the nomination and voting process in recent years. For example, in 2021, the number of nominees in the major categories was increased from 5 to 8, in an effort to increase diversity and inclusivity. Overall, the Grammy nomination and voting process is a complex and rigorous system designed to ensure fairness and transparency. While there have been controversies and criticisms over the years, the Recording Academy has taken steps to address these issues and continue to evolve the process to better serve the music industry. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the entertainment industry, and the 2021 Grammy Awards were no exception. The pandemic led to changes in the usual ceremony, including the postponement of the original January 31st broadcast date to March 14, 2021. Additionally, the ceremony was held without an audience and with limited performers and presenters due to health and safety concerns. The pandemic also affected the nominations process, as some albums and artists were delayed or unable to release their work due to pandemic-related complications. The Recording Academy made adjustments to accommodate these changes, extending the eligibility period to include albums and songs released through September 2020 instead of the usual August deadline. The Academy also allowed online and streaming-only releases to be eligible for nomination, which opened up the field of potential nominees. Despite these challenges, the 2021 Grammy Awards was still a celebration of musical achievement and recognition. Beyoncé became the female artist with the most Grammy wins of all time, with a total of 28 awards, and Taylor Swift won Album of the Year for the third time in her career. Megan Thee Stallion won Best New Artist and Best Rap Song, and Billie Eilish won Record of the Year for the second year in a row. The ceremony also featured performances from a variety of artists, including Dua Lipa, Harry Styles, and Taylor Swift, who performed a medley of her songs from her winning album, Folklore. The night also included tributes to artists who passed away in the past year, including Little Richard, John Prine, and Kenny Rogers. In conclusion, the 2021 Grammy Awards were a testament to the resiliency of the music industry and the dedication of artists, despite the challenges brought on by the pandemic. The awards continued to recognize the achievements of the best in the music industry while adapting to unprecedented circumstances.